Today is day 24 of doing 100 pull-ups every single day to raise money for Alzheimer's disease. There's a link in my description below where you can donate. All the money goes straight to the Alzheimer's Society of Canada. They do research, which is very important for Alzheimer's treatment, Alzheimer's care, and possibly a cure. So your money's not going to waste. It's going towards a good cause. So please consider it. If you can donate, please share it with someone who might want to donate. And yeah, so as always, I'll do 100 pull-ups. And while I'm doing 100 pull-ups, I will give a fact about Alzheimer's and another prevention method or tip. Today I'm going to talk about why the Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia. And then for the prevention method, I'm going to not explain, but I'll give you some tips on how to maintain a healthy diet. Since yesterday I helped explain how to maintain a routine to stay physically fit, today I'm going to talk more about how to maintain a healthy diet. I'm also going to be doing pull-ups with the ankle weights again. I'm going to do 7 on the minute. Yesterday I wasn't able to do all 100 with the ankle weights, so we're going to try today. And yeah, hopefully it goes better today. So, start in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so why is Alzheimer's the most common form of dementia? There are 4 main factors. First one being that it's an age-related neuropathology. So, Alzheimer's is primarily driven by the accumulation of amyloid plaques and tau tangles, protein misfoldings that gradually impair the brain's function and lead to neurodegeneration. These changes become more common and impactful as we age. Now, why is this important? Well, with life expectancy increasing worldwide, more people are living into older age, where Alzheimer's risk dramatically rises. So, the reason why we see more Alzheimer's cases is because we just have more older people that are alive right now. Alright, so I've done 7, going for 14. To give a little fact about the rising global age population, in the US, rates climb about 5% for ages 65 to 74 to over 33% in those aged 85 and older. So simply put, more older individuals means more Alzheimer's cases. The third factor is that Alzheimer's has a distinctive biological marker known as amyloid plaques and tau tangles that are more easily recognized and studied compared to the other dementias. Alright, so I've done 14, going for 21. Continuing, this has enhanced public and medical awareness, leading to higher diagnosis rates relative to the less understood forms like Lewy body or frontotemporal dementia. Now, lastly, the last factor is other dementias. Other dementia types exist, such as vascular dementia, which is about 10 to 20% of the cases, Lewy body dementia, which is 5 to 10%, frontotemporal dementia, which is less than 10%, but each occurs less frequently, and mixed dementias, which combines Alzheimer's with other forms, still implicate Alzheimer's pathology in most cases. All right. So I've done 21, going for 28. So, to sum everything up, Alzheimer's stands out as the most common dementia due to its strong biological underpinnings, clear diagnostic markers, and the fact that our societies are living longer than ever, increasing the number of people at risk. So, that kind of explains why Alzheimer's is the most common form of dementia today. All right, then 28, going for 35. Now, for the prevention tip, as I mentioned previously, I'm going to talk about how to stay consistent with a healthy diet. So, step one, like I explained yesterday, build a strong foundation, and what I mean by this is define your why. So, is it more energy, disease prevention, better performance? A clear reason makes it a lot easier to commit. Set realistic goals, aim for small, sustainable changes instead of huge goals, and then work your way up. So that's the first step. Okay, then 35, going for 42. Step two is make healthy eating convenient. So this can consist of meal prepping once or twice a week, so nutritious options are always ready. Keep healthy snacks visible, so fruit bowls on the counter and unhealthy snacks out of sight. Batch cook staples like grains, beans, and roasted vegetables, so they're always on hand. So me at home, I do this a lot on Sundays. I cook everything, and that way I don't have to worry about cooking, because I know myself, after a long day I don't feel like cooking, and then I'll probably just order food, and typically it's unhealthy. So alright, so I've done 42, going for 49. Step 3, use the environment to your advantage. So stock your kitchen for success. Buy foods that align with your goals. Plan your grocery trips with a list, so avoid shopping hungry. This is a big one. When you shop hungry, you usually buy stuff that's unhealthy. Also, limit trigger foods. So if it's not in the house, it's harder to eat it impulsively. So it really starts at the grocery store. What you buy and what you bring into your home will dictate more than likely what you eat. Okay, done 49, going for 56. Step 4, build flexible structure. So follow the 80-20 rule. Eat nourishing foods 80% of the time and allow for 20% flexibility to avoid feeling deprived. Create a go-to meal list of 5 to 7 healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinners to rotate. Pre-plan for special occasions. Decide in advance how you'll enjoy yourself without overdoing it. So again, this goes back to starting small and going big. You don't have to cut everything out. A little bit of something is still better than nothing. So as long as 80% of the time you're eating healthy, it's fine. It's okay to, have a cheat meal once in a while. Okay, I've done 56, going for 63. Step 5, make it enjoyable. So experiment with spices and cooking methods. so healthy meals are tasty. Eat mindfully, slow down, savor, and stop when satisfied. Try new recipes regularly to prevent boredom. So this depends on the person. Me personally, I can eat the same thing every day and I'm fine. But some people aren't like that. So it just takes time, you know. You'll find different recipes that you can rotate through. But if you make the effort, it's not that hard. It's just you have to make it into a routine. All right, going for 70. Step 6, manage triggers. So identify emotional eating patterns and find alternative coping strategies, such as walking, journaling, or calling a friend. Manage your stress and sleep. Both influence food cravings. And stay hydrated. So thirst is often mistaken for hunger. And I kind of alluded to this last video. If you chug water, it's very rare that you'll be hungry. Like if you're fasting and you chug water, it makes it a lot easier to deal with it. So yeah. All right, done 70, going for 77. So to repeat that, to dive deeper on the identifying emotional eating patterns, this could be like when you're stressed, you start to eat. You need to be aware of those things, and that way you can avoid eating junk food when you. It's weird. You don't even notice it until you start paying attention to it. So keep track of that, and yeah, manage stress and sleep because this can induce food cravings. And then lastly, the last step is track and adjust. So use a food journal or app to monitor habits and spot patterns. Reflect weekly on what worked, what didn't, and make small tweaks. Celebrate progress and acknowledge wins, even the small ones. All right, going for 84 here. So, hopefully, all that information was helpful. Probably not all of it will apply to everyone. Some people struggle with certain things while others struggle with other things. So, and the one thing about acknowledging wins, just because you were good for 1 week doesn't mean you can just slack off for a week. Like, yes, it's okay to have cheat days once in a while, but you can't let it get out of hand. And just because you were, consistent for a month or a year doesn't mean you can just stop. Healthy eating is something that needs to be done all the time, 24/7, 365. So, all right, done 84, going for 91. So that's all the information for today. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. I'm not a nutritionist, but I would say that I eat pretty healthy. I would say number one, the most important thing is be conscious of what you buy at the grocery store. That's a very real thing. If it's not in your house, you're not going to be tempted by it. So just don't buy junk food, or don't buy a lot of it. And then eventually you'll get in the habit of not eating junk food, and then you can start buying more or whatever you want to do. But like if I look at my fridge, there's not a lot of junk food in it, so it's less tempting to eat junk food. All right, so I've done 91, right? Yeah. Going for 100, so I'm gonna do 9 here. 3, Okay, that's 100. Oh, with the ankle weights. Felt pretty good today, actually. Just gonna do one more for good luck. And that is all. Oops. I'm gonna do one pull-up without it just to see how it feels. Feel 20 pounds lighter, literally. But anyways, so that's the end of the video. That's 100 pull-ups. If you like this video, leave a like, leave comments for words of encouragement, or if you want to let me know about your journey, I'd love to hear those. So just keep me updated. Share the video. Pretty much more people that see these videos, more views I get, and then more potential donations that come in. So, you know, run up the numbers, and then we can get more donations. So, yep, that's it for today. See you tomorrow for another 100 pull-ups. Bye.